Braindead Nana Part 2, Madame Nirvana Natividad's funeral. Nana stared blankly at the coffin. This would be the last time she'd ever see her grandmother's face. She stood still, unmoving, as her grandmother's assistant, Veronica Wales, graciously welcomed the mourners. Veronica had sent a letter to Nigel Natividad, Nana's older brother, informing him of their grandmother's passing. But that man, cold-hearted to the core, hadn't even bothered to come. With a weary sigh, Veronica watched Nana, who hadn't moved from her spot near the casket. Just like her brother, she seemed heartless, unable to shed a single tear for the woman who had raised her. Sighing again, Veronica approached her quietly. "I'm quite certain Madame Nirvana is at Heaven's Gate now," she said gently, trying to comfort her. As always, Nana simply looked at her, expressionless, blank. No emotion, not even a flicker. Curious, Veronica imagined Nana silently asking her whether heaven was real. Smiling softly, she replied, "Heaven is real, you know. All you have to do is believe and have faith." Turning her gaze back to the coffin, Nana blinked twice. Hopeless. Absolutely hopeless, Veronica told herself. Later that evening. "You're completely mad, Verone," Lucas snapped at his cousin. Veronica Wales, his only remaining family since their parents had been massacred by a brainiac 10 years ago, stood her ground. "Yes, maybe I am," she admitted. "But Luke, I can't just abandon Nana. For the past 10 years, Madame Nirvana was the one who helped me. She helped us. She made sure we had shelter, protection, stability. Without her, we might still be living on the streets after the outbreak. And now that she's gone, Nana has no one, and being brain dead, she can't take care of herself." Lucas's voice rose. "But what you're asking of me is outrageous. You want me to marry that useless girl?" "Watch your mouth, Luke," Veronica snapped back. "Nana is not useless." She took a breath, composing herself. "Please, just listen. Without Madame Nirvana, Nana can't stay at the Institute. She can't afford to. She has no legal guardian, no substantial inheritance, maybe a small amount left, but not enough. She can't survive on her own. All I'm asking is for you to marry her, on paper. That way, she'll be allowed to stay in the Rose Villa. You know the rules. Only family members are permitted. And it's not as though I can marry her myself, is it?" Lucas remained silent. "She won't live with you," Veronica continued. "She'll be with me. You're only marrying her on paper. I will be the one to take care of her." "Why are you even doing this?" Lucas asked, his voice low. "You're not obligated to take responsibility for her. She's family, Luke. Madame Nirvana treated me like one of her own, not just an assistant. That means something to me." Veronica's thoughts drifted to 10 years ago, when the virus first broke out. Their parents had been among the first victims of the brainiacs. The world had fallen into chaos. Veronica, not being a genius like Luke, had no idea what to do with her life. She wasn't exceptional, just average. But then came Madame Nirvana, and Nana. They were the same age, and Madame Nirvana had believed she was perfect for the role. She had introduced Veronica to others as her assistant, but in truth, she was Nana's caretaker. Now that legacy had come full circle. Lucas weighed his options. Yes, Madame Nirvana had helped them, but he'd also earned his place at the Institute through merit, through hard work, and talent. He owed no one. Still, without the old woman's influence, he and Veronica might have spent their first year post-outbreak on the streets. That much he couldn't deny. He sighed, pinching the bridge of his nose. A headache was creeping in. He hadn't even known Madame Nirvana had a granddaughter, let alone a brain-dead one. He was stunned when Veronica asked him to marry her. "Luke," she said, grasping his hand, eyes pleading, "I know you never planned to marry anyone, so please, just consider this." It was true. He had no intention of ever marrying. The world was too toxic for that. He'd rather be alone than risk a brain-dead wife or child. He saw it all as a burden. And now, here she was, asking him to do the very thing he'd vowed to avoid, marry a brain-dead woman. "It's only on paper," Veronica added softly, her voice echoing through his mind. "Only on paper. At least he wouldn't be the one taking care of her." "All right, fine," he relented. "But it's strictly on paper. I'm not responsible for her in any way. Understood?" "Yes!" Veronica squealed, hugging him tight. "Thank you, Luke. You're the best."